Hello and welcome to the Insecure Chef. It's been a while. I'm here with my wonderful and lovely wife Regina.
Good evening.
On a chilly October day. We're only 2 days away from Thanksgiving, and therefore tonight's meal is totally unrelated to what did I say? Thanksgiving? No, we're not even close to that. Halloween. Anyway, bottom line is we're going to be doing chicken cordon bleu today. A classic French dish done American style, and we'll be doing it in the Ninja Foodi. So the ingredients and the recipe, of course, as always, is on the site, but we'll be using boneless, skinless chicken breasts, which I've pounded out so that they're fairly thin, and we're going to be going into a flour, and then into an egg dip, and then followed by a Panko breadcrumb. And then we're going to roll those babies up after we put on the cheese and the ham, and stick them in the foodie. So let's start. Now I'm only going to paint one of these with mustard, and that'll be the second one I do. So the first one you see I'm doing is for those lightweight eaters in the house, and we'll start with that right now. So here's the first one. Okay, and I'm going to now roll this in the flour. My dog seems to have a problem, so if you'll give us a moment, we'll be right back. Hopefully my dog has calmed down. So I've just done breading in flour. I'm going to move it over here to a quick dip in the egg. And the one I'm making here is going to be for Regina. Okay, and then we're over to the Panko. And the Panko is a very important step. You want to make sure it gets thoroughly coated, because that's going to be the delicious outside crunchy texture that we all look for. Okay. I'm going to take that little tail off, babe.
Okay.
Make this easier when we roll. Alrighty. That's looking pretty good. So now we're going to take a piece of cheese, and again, this is for the lightweight eaters. You'll see how it actually gets made when we do mine. Okay, I'm just trying to open this up like that. Got that on there. All right, and now I'm going to roll from the thin side towards the thicker end. Try to roll it as tight as I can. Okay, and then, try to get any more crumbs on it that you can. And now we're going to hold it together with toothpicks. So, if you can give me those toothpicks, that would be very helpful. Because I'm a little gunky here.
You're gunky.
Okay, I'm going to put one all the way through here. Toothpicks, skewers, whatever you like. I'm going to be using 3 in each one. Hopefully that will be sufficient to hold them together. And there's the first one. Now we'll duplicate that step the right way with the right quantity of ingredients. You might hear the Ninja Foodi in the background. I'm just preheating it. Okay, so that's the first in there for the flour. Now I'm going to take some mustard. Recipe calls for Dijon mustard, but all I had was Gulden's extra spicy, so it'll have to do. This step is completely optional. If you don't like mustard, don't use it, or you can't handle mustard, whatever. However, if you can, I recommend it. It will add a nice zesty flavor to the overall dish. Okay, you can do it on both sides if you want. That's strictly up to you. Okay, and you get the flour on that side. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. And I'm doing 2, obviously. If you need to do 4, just double the recipe. I don't know how many you can get in the Foodi, or whatever air fryer you might have. If you have a non-pressure cook air fryer, you probably have got more space. So you could make more. All right, now into the egg for a nice quick wash, and then back over to the panko. There we go. Looking decent. There. And give it a little press down because the panko's got rather sharp edges on it, so you can kind of get it into the chicken breast. Alrighty. That's looking pretty good. Alrighty. Now I'm going to take my cheese, which consists of at least a full slice. Some folks go 2 slices. And yes, it will melt out the sides when we're cooking. That's the beauty of it. We're using a bit more ham here, as you can see. You can tell who the real eater in the house is. All right. Like that. And again, trying to roll the heavier side into the thinner side, or narrower side, I guess I should say. Okay. Hang on a second. Let me get it around. Okay. And then I'll just finish it off as much additional breadcrumb as I can get. Obviously, if you run out of breadcrumbs, just get some more. And you don't have to use panko. You could use regular breadcrumbs, Italian flavored or not, whatever. I like the panko because it adds a nice crunchiness to it. As you see, I kind of didn't do such a good job of hiding that meat, but it'll be fine. Okay.
Join us.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I was looking for. Okay. And there you go. That's the 2 right there. Let me just get these gloves off. Well, I may need them again, but they're a little gunky. So, and now we're going to come over here to the foodie and take a look. I was just, as I said, preheating it. I'm going to be putting it in the basket. And by the way, this is the new Ninja Foodi, the model OL701. A remarkable machine. You thought there were a lot of functions before? Well, they've gone crazy. And they work wonderfully. One of my favorites so far has been the steam and crisp function. Quite amazing what you can get out of it. Okay, I'm just going to bring the chicken over. Alright. Put another quick set of gloves on. Basically, I'm just trying to keep the breadcrumbs on there. Also, if you really like things very crunchy or whatever, you can always go back and then double bread them all over again. Again, you can go right from here and put on flour and egg and breadcrumbs. It's really up to you. Okay, so let me stop that for now. Open this up. Definitely want to spritz the basket with oil, which I already did once, and I'm going to give it a little bit more now, because it will not be easy to get these out if they stick, and they may still stick anyway. Okay, I'm going to be placing them in here. Careful, don't forget, this is very hot now. I think mine, hon, is going to take a lot longer to cook than yours.
Uh-oh. Could be.
Okay, they're in there. Okay, and now we're going to simply air fry at 375. I'm going to set it for 20 minutes, but as always, we'll be going by internal temperature and appearance. So let me get this over to air fry. Remember how we do that. There we go. Air fry. I'm going to set this down to 375. And I'm going to set this for what is it, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Just for now. All right, we'll see how that goes. Hit start. And off we go. So, we'll be checking it again probably when it's down to 10 minutes, and then when we think it's done. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to take a quick look and see how we're doing in here. Alrighty. I have turned them over a bit just to get a little better browning effect, and as you can see, they're going very well. I've temped the inside temperature. We still got a ways to go, so we'll be back as we get closer. Okay, we're back. You can see in front of you we have two chicken cordon bleus, very nicely crunched up. Internal temperature at least 165, if not higher. I don't know if I mentioned, when I put them in, I did spritz them liberally with oil prior to starting the air frying. And yeah, as you'll see on the recipe, I did air fry at 375. My plan was to go 375 for about 20 minutes. You'll see in the actual recipe, I think what will be better would be at 375 probably for about 8 minutes, maybe 9, and then switch over to the bake roast function on the Ninja and around 365, and then check for temperature for the internal temperature. Now, if you don't have a Ninja Foodi, you can certainly do this in the oven. You'll just have to monitor the internal temperature and make sure you don't over crisp the outside before the chicken's cooked on the inside. But you'd have that problem with any baked good like that. So, as you can see again, hopefully this will taste as good as it looks. And from the Insecure Chef and his wife,
Have a good night.
bon appetit and have a good holiday season. Take care.